A jury has just awarded $5 million to E. Jean Carroll in a civil lawsuit against Donald Trump.
A resounding win for E. Jean Carroll, a federal jury finding former President Trump sexually abused her and then defamed her by calling her story a lie, awarding her $5 million. The jury swiftly returning their unanimous verdict after fewer than 3 hours of deliberations. In a statement tonight, Carroll saying, "This victory is not just for me, but for every woman who has suffered because she was not believed."
It's not that we don't want to believe all women, it's just that a lot of women lie to take advantage of the system.
The jurors hailing from Manhattan, Westchester County, and the Bronx. 6 men and 3 women, including a security guard, physical therapist, and former janitor, all kept anonymous throughout the trial, a rare move imposed by the judge for their own safety.
Now, that was a little surprising. That I figured it would have been 6 men and 6 women to make it fair. But it was more men on the jury, and they still sided with the young lady. So that seems to say a lot about her story.
Over the course of 2 weeks, they heard from Carroll, tearful at times, recounting the attack she says happened more than 20 years ago in a dressing room at Bergdorf Goodman. 2 friends she told at the time, along with 2 other women who've accused Mr. Trump of making unwanted advances, all to show a pattern, all claims he's denied. Moments after the verdict, Mr. Trump released a statement on Truth Social saying, "I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. This verdict is a disgrace, a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time." A denial similar to this one from last fall when the former president blasted Carroll's story as a hoax, a post viewed by millions. The one the jury found today was defamatory.
They make up stories, and then I'm not allowed to speak my mind.
But his attorneys put on no defense case at trial, and Mr. Trump never showed up, instead posting about his travels overseas.
Now, he said it was a hoax. He don't know her. And this case was so long ago that I don't remember the facts of who was right or who was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But he says they wouldn't let him tell his side of the story, but you didn't show up in court or your lawyers didn't make an argument to defend you. Like, I would have showed up to keep from losing $5 million, but more so to clear my name of this.
I don't know anything about this woman.
Though jurors did hear from Donald Trump watching this deposition video where he didn't shy away from that now infamous Access Hollywood tape.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the you can do anything.
She throws out the bait from an old separate case.
That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
Uh-oh, he nibbling.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
Oh, he bit it, but he ain't run with it, though. Hold on.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
Got him. Mm-hmm. I know every time he talk, his lawyers just be like, what did, I had notes for you, bro. Why would you not follow the notes? That one say no comment. Every time you hear about that story, no comment. What you even pay me for, though?
Mr. Trump's attorney, Joe Tacopina, telling reporters after court today that tape, a possible ground for the forthcoming appeal.
The Access Hollywood tape should not have come into this case. There were things that happened in this case that were beyond the pale.
I'm just wondering why they would bring this up after the trial rather than during the trial, if that's the case.
In his deposition, Mr. Trump also confused a photo of Carroll, who he'd said wasn't his type, for his ex-wife, Marla Maples.
That's Marla, yeah. That's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to?
A striking moment Tacopina never addressed at trial.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard when he talks freely, man. Like, he said, oh, she's not my type. And then mistook her for his wife. What?
And Laura, this case is also breaking rare legal ground.
That's right, Lester. Carroll's case is actually among the first to go to trial using a new law that gives survivors of civil assault a window to file civil suits, even when the statute of limitations has long since passed. Now, many have filed claims under this new law, none, obviously, with a verdict quite like this, Lester.
And see, now here we go with these dicey laws that are going to allow more people. The statute of limitations exists for a reason. And now you're going to let people go beyond that and then do civil lawsuits. The more time that's passed, the more people's memories gets fuzzy. It gets harder to dig up facts or collect evidence in a system we know where once you get that name, that accusation on you, it's very hard to get off or disprove it, even if it is fully false. It's opening the door for a lot more women to lie. And I'm not saying she's lying, but it's opening the door for more of that.
Yes, the lesson to be learned is that if you get Trump into a deposition, he might stay on script for a little while, but sooner or later he veers into improv, and improv is bad for him. For example, saying that the plaintiff in this case was not his type had nothing to do with any kind of defense. It only hurt him in the end. And in addition, defending the Access Hollywood tape instead of distancing himself from it also didn't help. All that evidence created by Trump himself, it had nothing to do with the case in chief. It was something that the plaintiff used liberally in her closing argument, and it worked.
So as you can see, Trump going off script is normally doesn't help him. Like he get this arrogance about him and get to saying whatever you want to say, and it cost him $5 million in this case. They probably gonna try to appeal. Who knows if they'll get the chance to, but they're gonna definitely try. But it's been a lot of instances we know of him going off script, saying whatever, and I mean it turned me off to him from the start. I couldn't rock with him. Like I saw his true colors and how he felt about black folk, and that was good enough for me to wash my hands then. But at the same time, I voted for Sleepy Joe, and while he didn't have no wild outbursts, he didn't show me anything or any reason that he cared about black folks neither. So, but it was just with Trump, it's just so many outbursts and things like how he talk about women and the whole January 6th debacle that went on where like Fox lost $787 million in a lawsuit because he kept being a big baby and hyping this thing up, saying that they lied about, that they stole the election from him, and then from that had folks actually amped up and then turned them to go attack the Capitol. Like that was just nuts to me. That's something no president should have taken part in. And I definitely feel like he should have been in jail for that. But I don't think they're going to do it because they haven't done it. They just keep talking about it, depositions and this and that and another. And it's just, it makes me think, what if Barack Obama had done this? Like he would be under the jail. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely was just unacceptable behavior. Who calls themselves a president to be taken part of? You know what I'm saying? But either way, I don't look forward to having Trump or Sleepy Joe run in this next election. But what else can you do? You know what I'm saying? But you got to find some different candidates, people that you like. Got to sift through and just keep picking up the worst of two evils, I guess, because we all know that politics is politics. Whether you're a Democrat or whether you're a Republican, they both take part in terrible politics to keep their pockets good. You know what I'm saying? They're both going to do what's in the best interest of them as politicians, not as like a Democrat or Republican. They both take part in shady stuff, whichever side of the fence you're on. And that's sad to see, but that's where we're left to vote and pick from. All these different parties and stuff that's coming out, that's fine. But, I'm just saying, whatever side you're on, you just have to try to pick the best candidate that you can to see if they have, some of your ideals in mind. One thing I definitely do agree with Trump about is his stance on this whole gender dysmorphia craze that's going on. They're trying to push hormone stopper pills to our kids, and they're trying to get our kids, trying to get them to have gender altering surgeries and all this type of stuff. It's a really crazy epidemic going on with people and these agendas towards our children, and I don't like it. And I really like Trump's stance, a very tough stance he took on it. Like he planned to prosecute people and lock people up for continuing this type of thing across the country. And I'm waiting to see what Democrat is going to have some cojones to take the same stance, because I'm tired of people being PG about it and politically correct about it. And meanwhile, our children are coming up short and being on the short end of the stick of this. You know what I'm saying? And they lives are going to be altered later on for that. But I look through people's different politics on different things and try to make the best choice I can. But a lot of times we're not left with much of a choice because of how politics work. We know that Democrats and Republicans, like I said earlier, are all about politics and doing what they do to stay in office or in power or to keep their pockets lined, whatever. So that's a hard fight to fight. The best thing you could do is just choose the best of two evils and hope that whoever your choice is have some of your ideals in mind and that they will carry some of them out. But that's voting, man. But I still plan to be a part of the process. Let me know if you will, how you feel about this verdict and him losing $5 million. Do you think an appeal is coming? It's your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.